Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the swearing-in ceremony of Matthew P. Denn, affectionately known as Matt Denn, to be the next Attorney General. My name is, thank you. My name is Valerie Milton Swanson. I work for the Attorney General's office in the criminal division in the felony screening unit as a senior paralegal. My main duties are to make sure that indictment presentations are correct to be handed to the grand jury. I love doing this job, and I've been with the department for the past 30 years. I was truly honored. I was truly honored when Matt called me to ask me to be part of this ceremony. First, I thought I was being punked. I am retiring on February the 1st of this year. But I know that I'm leaving the department in great hands. But as they say, out with the old and in with the new. We have a full ceremony today. So let me introduce the participants and walk you through our agenda. Following me, Apostle Thomas Weeks will be rendering the invocation. Thomas Weeks is of New Destiny Fellowship. Following him, Trawana James Taylor will be singing our national anthem. Matt will be sworn in by the President Judge, Jan R. Jordan of the Superior Courts of the State of Delaware. Then the next voice that you will hear would be that of our new Attorney General, Matt Denn. We welcome you to stay for a celebratory lunch right after the remarks. And again, it is my honor and privilege to stand before you to thank you all for coming out for this very special occasion. God bless you.
I, Matthew Denn, do proudly swear to carry out the responsibilities of the office of Attorney General to the best of my ability, freely acknowledging that the powers of the office flow from the people I am privileged to represent. I further swear always to place the public interest above any special or personal interest, and to respect the right of future generations to share the rich historic and natural heritage of Delaware. In doing so, I will always uphold and defend the Constitution of my country and my state. So help me God. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all very much for being here. Can you hear me? Thank you to Valerie Swanson, our longest tenured employee, Apostle Weeks, Trawana, James Taylor, President Judge Jordan, and all of you. We've got a full house today for braving the snow and being here with us. To our elected officials, there are many elected officials here today and friends from the law enforcement community. thank all of you for being here. There are too many here for me to recognize each by name, but I really appreciate you being here. Governor Markell, my friend for many years and hopefully many more to come. I believe the last time that we were in this building together, you were playing some over-aggressive defense against a 14-year-old point guard in a elected officials versus kids charity basketball game. And I hope that our future work together turns out better for us than that particular game did. My mom and my dad and my sister and a number of other relatives are here. Thank you for coming as well. And first and foremost, thank you to my wife and to my boys for letting me do this work. I was sworn in for my first elected office 10 years ago in my living room with my friend Joe and my dog Lenny as the only witnesses. And I then rejoined Michelle to watch over the boys at the Christiana Hospital NICU. They were 5 days old the day that I was first sworn in. And now, 10 years later, they are extraordinary young people, hardworking and respectful and kind, except to one another. And they are that way largely because of my wife, Michelle. Everybody knows that she is gorgeous. Everybody assumes that she is patient because she has to deal with me. But nobody really gets to see her molding these boys like I do into the great kids that they are. I love you all very much. I'm very grateful to you for adjusting your lives to let me do this work that I think is so important. In 2004, the year that Adam and Zach were born, the FBI reported that there were 17 murders and non-negligent homicides in the state of Delaware. In 2013, the FBI reported 39, more than double. In 2014, looks to have been just as bad. Behind the numbers are real people. Jason Turner, 32, shot dead by a teenager during a robbery attempt at 8th and Pine Streets, just a 5-minute drive from here in June. Crystal Brown, 43, shot dead in the crossfire of a gunfight on a street corner last July when she came out of a grocery store. These are not statistics. These were fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters who were lost to us and lost to their families forever because people who never should have had guns senselessly shot them. Violent crime may be concentrated in certain areas of our state, but it affects our whole state. When businesses don't want to come here or stay here because of our violent crime rate, it affects all of us. When many of our state's children can't excel in school because they return home to neighborhoods full of chaos and despair, it affects all of us. Drug trafficking and the violence that so often accompanies it has found its way into every corner of our state. And even if violent crime didn't affect all of us, addressing it would be the right thing to do, because people in every neighborhood of this state, rich or poor, have a right to live free of fear. This is not going to be a long speech, because when it comes to this problem of violent crime in our state, there's already been a lot of talk. Delawareans know that violent crime won't disappear from our streets overnight. They don't expect that. But they do expect action and a sense of urgency from their elected officials, an urgency that does not wax or wane with the prior week's headlines. It is time to get some things done. For years, I have heard that we need more police officers patrolling the streets of our most dangerous neighborhoods on foot. And the harsh reality is that many of those neighborhoods are within a 5-minute drive from where we sit today. And yet, when I drive through those neighborhoods at night, there's not a police officer to be seen. Today, we set about changing that. I have presented to the City of Wilmington's elected leaders a proposal to apply jointly with my office for $650,000 from the state's Neighborhood Building Blocks Fund to pay for 6 additional foot patrol officers to walk the streets of Wilmington's most dangerous neighborhoods at night. It'll be at night from March 1st through the end of the summer, and officers from the Newcastle County and Delaware State Police would help the city's police to provide coverage for the patrols and provide advice on tactics. 6 officers can and will have an impact on violent crime. It's real action that can put police on the streets where they are needed. The county is ready to help. The state is ready to help. So when the city signs the application, we can put in motion a plan to give the people of the city's most dangerous neighborhoods the added police protection that they have rightfully demanded. In the coming weeks, Delawareans will see that our actions will not be limited to putting visible law enforcement officers in our most violent communities. Working with our General Assembly, we will be moving quickly to create a legal framework where violent offenders who illegally carry guns face sure punishment and are not turned back onto our streets to engage in more mayhem. And that should be true for teenagers and adults. Juveniles are different from adults, to be sure. But being 17 is not a free pass to hurt other people or to carry guns. And Bishop Weeks, we will be moving swiftly to provide our communities with the means to lift their neighbors up, to provide help for children to learn and stay out of trouble, to help those members of our communities who have fallen to have a real second chance when they come out of our correction system, to lead productive lives within the law, to recognize substance abuse as the statewide crisis that it is, and devote the resources to it worthy of a crisis of its magnitude. These efforts to lift up young people, to help repair fractured souls, to help break the chains of addiction, will be priorities for the Delaware Department of Justice, both because it's the smart way to deal with crime and because we believe that human lives are precious and human potential is limitless. I'm not going to promise how quickly we will reduce the violence because I simply don't know, and it's not entirely within my hands. But I do know this. There will be no mistaking our focus, no mistaking our determination, no mistaking our unshakable commitment. Those that look to be partners in our efforts will find us to be stalwart allies. Those who defend the status quo will not. The mission of the Delaware Department of Justice extends far beyond violent crime. It protects some of our most vulnerable citizens, children, seniors, Delawareans with disabilities. It advocates for consumers, everyone from investors to owners of manufactured homes to people who purchase consumer goods. It represents state agencies and, when necessary, investigates wrongdoing by public officials at all levels. In each of these areas, my goals are very simple: excellence and integrity. I want our office to be the standard by which Attorney General offices throughout the country are measured. Over the last several weeks, I've tried to meet almost every one of the over 400 employees of the department face to face, and after doing so, I am supremely confident that our office is capable of being the finest in America. The men and women of the Department of Justice I have met are smart, capable, and dedicated to the public that they serve. I am proud to call them my colleagues. Finally, my role of colleagues extends far beyond the walls of the Department of Justice. It includes our frontline law enforcement officers who put their own lives on the line every single day. It includes clergy and community activists who are eager to roll up their sleeves and help end the violence that afflicts neighborhoods about which they care deeply. And it includes lawmakers from all parts of the state and both sides of the aisle. Proud Democrats like Senate President Patricia Blevins and Senator Margaret Rose Henry, in whose district we sit today, and proud Republicans like my friends Brian Pettyjohn, Senator Brian Pettyjohn, and Senator Ernie Lopez, who made a 3 or 4 hour round trip in the snow today from Sussex County to be here because they also care about this state. To fix this problem, we will all need to work together. We do not walk alone. 10 years from now, what I say today won't matter. What will matter is what we do in the weeks and months to come. We will be judged by our actions. Did we put aside ego and politics to do the things we all know must be done? Did we do what was needed to secure for this state's children the opportunities that we received, opportunities that are their birthright? Were we our brother's keepers? Together, we can set this state on the right course, a course that will allow our neighbors to live in peace and security, and all the state's children to have the opportunity to live out their dreams, if we do the right things. Our work begins today. Thank you very much for doing me the honor of being here.